Friends, lovelies, how we doing? You fantastical, beautiful fucking people. It's just it's my last day before my last 2 days off of work, and feeling pretty good about it. A little somebody to jump in the chat here before I keep going. Wine snob, what is shaking? Yeah, I know. I listen for all my new subs. Just so you know, I do tend to go on pretty late, so I do apologize for that. Kind of, sort of. Save Robbie, what's happening, man? I dug the little bit of your live that I could today. Um, but I did enjoy it. The little bit that I did get to catch. So listen, y'all, if you all like uh like a nice, good, chill channel and hosted by a very, very nice, chill dude, Save Robbie is definitely up your alley. So go ahead and I get a nice chill vibe when I visit his channel and I get in the chat. So so yeah, if you're into that sort of thing, just hit Robbie up. I dig it. All right. I'm wondering if y'all can hear me now. Sorry about that. Something happened with my little with the OBS internet. I don't know. I don't know what it was because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. But I'm not sure if you can hear me now. Can you all hear me now? Because I think I'm back online here. All right, Boston Hippie, what's up? All right, so shoot me a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right. Because yes could fucking mean anything, and I'm just realizing that because I'm stupid and I don't know how to run these things. Um, but I'm guessing the yeses and the yups uh, pretty much indicate that I am okay. Good. There's a thumbs up. All right, guys. So I'm as you could tell by the title of this live, I'm definitely going to talk about what happened today. Um, but I'm not going to cover it like I would a true crime case. I'm not even going to cover it. I haven't even really gone into a lot of the details of it because the point of me talking about it today is not based on the details. And as a matter of fact, and I don't want you guys to think I'm a dick, I actually did look into it a little bit, and I did try to get the names of the victims, but I haven't found anything that release the names of the victims, probably because they are children. Um, so, but needless to say, my heart definitely goes out to their families, and I'm disgusted as I'm sure we all are. Um, but I'm not going to get into that just yet. We're not going to get too deep into that just yet because I've got some things on my mind regarding uh, this reoccurring problem, and that's an understatement to say the least. But anyway, um, yeah, I've had a weird day, um, and uh, it wasn't not nothing too eventful besides hearing the news, and it's a normal day for the most part. But I um, I went to uh, I went to Walmart today, and I was in line and I sorry guys, 1 second here. I'm actually trying to see if I see anything here. And here it is. Okay. No, that was 3 days ago. Maybe this was the case. But sorry, I'm just looking to see if I see anything here. Um, regarding a what took place at regarding what this person was talking about in line at Walmart. Um, so I'm standing in line at Walmart and I've got only a couple of things and the aisle that they sell the cigarettes in. It used to be like you could be in another through that line that sells the cigarettes. So if there's somebody in front of you that happens to have half the fucking store there, then and then somebody behind them, and then you're stuck behind both of those people, then you got to wait to get your smokes, and that's a pain in the ass, and that's one of the that's more incentive to quit, but I'm not quite ready for that yet. So, um, but besides that being the point, I'm standing there in line, and I only got one or two things in my hand, and there's two people in front of me. Both of them have their shopping carts filled with things, and the lady right in front of me is like, she's really nice, and she's like, well, okay. She actually wasn't really nice. She was on the phone and she was like, do you only have those two things right there? And I was just like, yeah. And she goes, yeah, you can go right in front of me. And I said, okay, cool. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that. And being a big fan of having gratitude, I was being extra nice, and I was like, because I genuinely felt the gratitude. I was like, man, I had to get back to work, and she was just like, uh, man, I was like, ma'am, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Blah blah blah. And she was totally ignoring me because she was on the phone, and then she's sitting there telling the person that she's on the phone with, well, I don't need somebody hovering over me because I'm not even sure if I got everything I want, and I might have to go back and get something, and I don't need somebody hanging over me like a vulture as I'm trying to decide whether I want this stuff or not. So, so I was grateful anyway. But it was nice. It was I got to cut in front of her in line. I was just grateful for that. I expressed to her my gratitude. She wasn't listening. Whatever. I did what I could. Didn't change the fact that I was still grateful. So she couldn't take that away from me anyway. Uh, what's up, hybrid? And so the lady that was still in front of me, though, after I got in front of this lady, um, she's paying for her things, and she's she just bursts out, "Hey, well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be taking pretty long too." She was really a fluster, and she was really, just you could tell she was frustrated with life, and she's just like, uh, you know, I'm probably going to be a while, and so I was like, holy shit, I was like, oh my god, ma'am, I'm so sorry, you know, and you could tell that she was just like, you know, in one of those places. I make a conscious effort to not be like this when bad things happen to me, but it's natural for people to be that way. So you know, I didn't really think about that at the moment, and all I could really feel for her was I just felt bad. I just felt really bad for her, as I was just shocked at what she was telling me. She was like, my house burned down to the ground, and she's like, thank God for my neighbors. Thank God for my neighbors, because look, and she's paying for all these things that she needs, and you could tell she's buying like blankets and things like that, I guess to keep, whoever lived in the house warm. Uh, and she was like, it was on the news, and it's probably still on the news, so, And I was like, okay. And I hadn't, I just walked in from work a little while ago. So, but I am looking at at the report here. So yeah, there was a fire and a house did burn down, and the picture of the house, I mean, it's gone. Uh, and uh, yeah, I I I I feel so bad for this lady, and and I'm looking at these pictures and they're just awful. And it's just so sad. Um, but thank God that nobody was hurt uh, or worse. And and she seemed so overwhelmed. She didn't really know how to process everything at that moment, And of course, I was like, "Ma'am, take as much time as you need, I mean, whatever, that's fine." Like I had to get back to work, but I didn't say anything like that to her. I patiently waited, and she uh, she pays for everything, and then she's like, "Get this cart," and she's like, "I haven't had time to even go to the bathroom, and I really have to go to the bathroom. Can you just, I don't know what to do," and I'm like, "Ma'am, I lied, but I was like, I'm not really in a rush, I'll just, keep your cart right outside the bathroom." And the bathroom was actually right there in front of that aisle. So, it was no trouble for me. I thought, all right, just go ahead in there and do what you got to do. And I just waited and stood by her cart. And I kept a safe distance because I didn't want her to, you never know. Situations happen, something comes up missing, and then, oh, well, I asked that guy to watch my cart, so, and maybe she forgot to buy something, and I didn't have time to go through all that bullshit if that did happen, so I kept a little safe distance away from the cart, but I kept an eye on it. She came out, she said thank you, I wished her the best of luck. As I was talking to her a little bit, and after she told me about her neighbors, I was like, a lot of people focus on the negative of things like this, and I know you don't really want to hear this right now, but it's, uh, the fact that your neighbors came through is refreshing for me to hear, because it's a reminder that the world isn't as shitty as we tend to think it is, So, and you could tell she really wasn't trying to hear that shit at that moment, but I don't know. I just felt the need to express that out loud. Um, but but yeah, that it was just one of those situations where I wish I could have done more for her, and there really wasn't much I could do at all aside from what I did. Um, but I'm grateful that I got to be in a position to be able to do at least that much. Uh, and even just be there to listen to her, because obviously she just, you can tell that her household, everything is on her, you know you could tell that her household and everything, just by the way that she was, by the all the shopping she was doing, having all the gift cards, uh, keeping it together the way that she was, while still just, you could tell she just wanted to bust out in tears. You could tell that's all she wanted to do, was just sit there and cry. And a part of me wanted to hug her. But you know how it is. It's a perfect fucking stranger. You don't know if it's going to be inappropriate. You don't. But I really just wanted to grab her and hug her. But it's weird. You can't take chances like that. And so it's a bummer that we live in a world where you can't just do that, for somebody, because I really believe in my heart that she would have been okay with it, but uh, I just didn't, you know. But but yeah, I was mostly just grateful that I could just be there to listen to her just for that couple of minutes. Um, even though I wish I could have done more. And yeah, she like I said, you could just tell it was just all on her to take. She was taking care of everything. How she was carrying it all. You could tell that she's no stranger to that. Um, it was just yeah, it was a crazy thing to watch. It was a crazy thing to uh, yeah. It's just a crazy thing to witness and experience. Um, so yeah, my thoughts are definitely with this poor woman and her family tonight. Um, but I, aside from hearing the news this morning or this afternoon about what happened in Santa Clarita, I I still did my normal thing. I exercised, uh, and it was for the most part an easy day at work. Um, and you're right, hybrid. Stranger hugs can be the very best hugs in the right moment. But the thing is, the way things are today, it's just not the reality. It's not realistic. It's not logical to count on that. You know, for all we know, this woman could have just been looking for any reason to to make the situation that she was already dealing with that much worse for herself. And just subconsciously make it oh my god, when it rains it pours kind of thing. Now I'm being assaulted by some stranger at fucking Walmart. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a horrible way of looking at it, but the fact of the matter is that's the kind of world we live in now. You got to be worried about shit like that. You got to be careful of shit like that. It's terrible. But yeah, I really do wish that I could have just put my arms around her and given her a hug and told her that everything's going to be okay. And I get the vibe from you that you're the type of person that makes sure that everything's going to be okay for you and yours because it's on you normally to do it. I can just tell, you know? I can just tell. So, uh, so that was a tough experience. But again, like I said, I'm very grateful for that experience because there was a lot of positive to it. Even though it was coming from a very negative place, there was a lot of positive to it. It was cool to see this woman find the find the strength and the fortitude to find reasons to be grateful despite what she was going through. She still took the time to acknowledge that her neighbors were there to help her in such a tough time. And I was moved by that. I was very, very moved by that. So um, anyways, so this this thing, man, this school shooting today. Uh, Again, I have not really delved into it. I've been at work all day, but I feel it needs to be addressed immediately. Um, and I got on Facebook for a minute. A couple people posted, but what really bugged me about this, because here's the thing. Yes, what bugs me is that somebody went into a school, pulled out a gun from their backpack, and just started shooting people, right? I think what I read was the entire incident took about 16 seconds before this person shot themselves. And they didn't even die because, I, I don't know. I don't know the details. I don't know if they shot themselves in the head. I don't know what they did, but they survived. And two people died. And I think five others were injured, or seven others were injured, something like that. I'm not sure if it was seven people total. I don't really know. And like I said, I'm not going to go over this like I would a true crime case. But and but what was really bugging me, what was really fucking bugging me was everything that I was seeing on social media and into a healthcare issue because of, the mental state that this person must have been in, and blah 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 blah. And I'm really fucking sick of it. I don't even know how else to put that. I'm really fucking sick and tired of that shit. And I even heard somebody else even put up, oh well, the timing is convenient for something like this to happen because the election's coming up, or I'm sorry, there's right now the impeachment hearings going on. So this happened in order to divert your attention from the impeachment hearings. Bullshit. No, that's not what happened. That's not what fucking happened at all. Now, what I will say though is a lot of the reason that I think that I couldn't get the information that I wanted from the articles that I pulled up, the first 3 articles that I pulled up on the internet looking for information on this, they all tried to turn it into a fucking political thing. They all did. The articles even did that. And it fucking sickens me. It makes me fucking sick. Because I look, I'm gonna be real with you. This is totally how I feel about it, and I'm not gonna apologize for feeling this way because I truly believe this in my heart. This is not a fucking gun control issue, people. This is not a fucking gun control issue. This is not a healthcare issue. All right? This is not a fucking healthcare issue. And before you start jumping down my throat about, oh, well, are you gun control or are you blah, 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 it doesn't matter. That's not the point. That's not why I'm bringing this up. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm not saying that I lean one way or the other. And I do lean a certain way. I absolutely do. But that has absolutely nothing to do with my opinions on what happened there today and why it keeps happening. You want to know why I think this shit keeps happening? You want to know my real, honest opinion as to why this shit keeps happening? It's because this fucking generation is a helicopter mom and participation trophy fucking bullshit bitch generation. A bunch of fucking whiny pussies raised by fucking whiny fucking people. People who don't know anything about self-awareness or have any interest in taking charge of themselves and taking accountability for their own actions and the way that they react to certain things. Children are taught, children learn what we teach them. That's absolutely what is going on here. Yeah, Shell, I was a damn disturbed 15-year-old too. I did all kinds of fucked up shit at 15, but I wasn't going around trying to shoot people. If I wanted to get a gun, I could have got a hold of a gun, and I could have gone and shot people, but I didn't sit there and think about that shit. The bottom fucking line is, nobody takes accountability for their own shit. That's all there is to it. There's nothing else. It's not oh, the government this and corporations that and the gun companies and blah 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 blah. It's all smoke and mirrors bullshit. That is all smoke and mirrors bullshit to divert you from the real problem. And the real problem is everybody fucking is conditioned in this particular generation to not take any accountability. Somebody else is always to blame for your shit. And it needs to stop. It needs to stop. This is no different. This is no different than a serial killer who kills a bunch of women blaming his mom for it. This is no different. You got to. The fact of the matter is I. Sorry. Um, yeah, hybrid. You're saying you also think the media attention needs to stop. These kids seek out notoriety. I totally agree. And that's what pissed me off the most. The one article, the most updated article that I looked up, had the shooter's name, who I'm not going to mention here because I'm not going to fucking add to that. It had the shooter's name, but it didn't have the victims' names because I wanted to honor them at least. So I'm even pissed off at the fact that I can't even sit here right now talking about this situation without honoring those two kids who just wanted to fucking go to school that day, who just wanted to hang out with their friends, who just wanted to learn something. And even if they didn't want to fucking learn something, maybe they were slackers like I was when I went to school. Maybe they just wanted to go to school, use their lunch money, buy some weed, get high with their friends, and cut class. So fucking what? They didn't deserve to get shot over it. They didn't get they didn't deserve. And all because some dipshit kid who thinks that he doesn't get enough on this kid that's not true. There's nothing fucking telling this kid that's not true because guess what fucking happened? Again, like I said, I look up the fucking articles and all I can find is this dipshit's name. I don't give a fuck about this kid. I don't. That may sound insensitive. Oh, Will, what happened to empathy? Blah, blah, blah. You don't know what this kid's going through. You don't know what's going to... The bottom line is, once you decide to do something like that, once you decide... When I was a teenager, I was perfectly aware of my actions. When I was a teenager, I was perfectly aware of my surroundings and what was going on around me and how I wanted to deal with them. Maybe I made bad decisions, but I didn't make fucking let me fucking get a gun and shoot everybody up in school decisions. I didn't make decisions like that, no. And yeah, man, I think it's all in the parenting. I think it's all in the parenting. Everybody wants to be their fucking kid's best friend. And nobody fucking realizes, guess what, man? Your kid doesn't want you to be their best fucking friend. Whether you like it or not, they're still going to see you as their parent. What they're going to do is they're going to manipulate you. They're going to take the fact that you want to be their best friend, and they're going to use that to get what they need or what they think they need, but basically what they want. That's what they're going to do. That's what kids do. Kids are fucking animals, bro. I mean that in the most positive sense, but I mean it in the most negative too. They're fucking animals. They're going to do what they got to do to get what they want. That's it. And guess what? You are their main source of what they get. Whatever it is that they get, whatever it is that they need, you're the main source. You're the first person they're going to go to. You're the last person they're going to go to on top of that. They're always going to count on you to bail them out. They're always going to count on you to make them feel like they're worth something. They're always going to count on you to protect them. And they're going to use your teenagers, especially. They're going to use your instinct to protect them to their advantage. It is your job as a parent to create a boundary, to be aware of this and create a boundary and be a fucking adult and not let that happen. It is your job as a fucking adult to create that boundary and protect that boundary, to enforce that boundary. That's your job. So I don't want to hear this bullshit, man. I don't want to hear this gun control bullshit. I don't want to hear this healthcare bullshit. The bottom line is, if somebody even has healthcare, sorry, if somebody has fucking healthcare, they could have the best insurance in the fucking world and they could see all the best psychiatrists, whatever, but if they don't think that they have a problem and they don't actually want the help that you're forcing down their throat, then they're not going to get that help. And it's not going to change or fix anything. So the healthcare thing is not even a fucking issue. It means dick. Whether you're a teenager, whether you're an adult, you cannot force somebody to get help. You cannot force somebody to want to be a better and more productive person. You can never do that. It can't be done. That person, whether it be a teenager or an adult, has to want that. Man, I don't know. I don't know. Uh, right now I'm in a place where I can't. I, uh, I'm on here because like I totally want to express how I feel about, because I have tons of feelings about it, but I don't really know how to properly express them. I don't really know how to even use this platform properly to do that. And that's all I really want to do. That's all I really want to do, you know. Um, but I it blows my fucking mind, dude. It blows my mind that everybody is, no matter what, everybody is trying to turn this into something to to somehow make it about their political agenda. Even citizens, just your everyday voters, Oh, we need to ban guns. The fuck are you gonna ban guns for? That's not gonna do anything. You banned weed. Look what that did. You banned crack. You banned heroin. Look what that did. Look at the opioid problem in this country. Look how bad the crack epidemic was in the 80s and 90s. It's not going to do jack shit. It reminds me, man. It reminds me of this video game I used to play, man. I used to play this video game on the PS2 back in the day. And there was like this little bunker. And the only way to blow it up, there was a bunker and it was made of concrete. And no matter how many bullets I shot at it, no matter how many fucking grenades I threw at it, there's nothing I could do until I realized that there's just this little tiny thin window opening that somebody with an automatic rifle was shooting at me, and they would always kill me, and I couldn't kill that motherfucker. And even though I'm trying to blow up this bunker, the only way is to throw the grenade perfectly in there. You can't shoot the guy because you can't see him because the opening's so thin. So the only way was to throw the grenade in that little tiny opening so that you could blow it up from the inside. And that's all this is. Sitting here and talking about gun control and talking about healthcare, whether it's affordable, whether it's free. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. All you're doing is throwing grenades and shooting bullets at a concrete bunker. And it's not doing jack shit. You're wasting bullets. You're wasting ammo. The way to get to the problem, you got to get in it. You got to get deep down in it and start taking responsibility for what it really is. You start taking it for what it is. And it's accountability that each one of us has to start taking. We have to start taking that as parents. And we have to start taking it as teenagers too. And we got to stop fucking making these teenagers feel like they're little kids who don't have brains. This kid knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. If this kid could fucking figure out how to get a hold of a gun and load it and plan what he was going to do with it, then he's old enough to take responsibility for what he was going to do. He's old enough to talk himself out of it. And that's just a fucking fact, man. There's no other way around that. There's no other fucking way around that, dude. If you're old enough to fucking get a gun and load it and sneak it into a school, much less fucking get a hold of a gun as a teenager when you're nowhere near the age to be able to legally get a hold of one, then you're old enough to know exactly what you were doing, and you're old enough to talk yourself out of it and think rationally and make the right decision to not do something like that. So fuck that kid. Fuck that kid. I hope he goes to jail for the rest of his fucking life. This kid ruined lives. You wanna feel like a man by getting a hold of a gun and shooting everybody and doing whatever the fuck you want to do, no matter what the cost? Well, guess what, man? No matter what the cost, that means it's gonna cost you something. So be ready to pay the piper, homie. Be ready to pay. Nah, you're right, Miss Cakes. I hate this subject too. And no, it will not stop. It will not stop. And this is what I propose. It sounds radical. It sounds fucking radical. But other kids need to step up. Other kids need to step up, man. Other kids need to start organizing and start saying, hey, we're not going to have this shit. We're not going to have this shit. Other kids need to start saying, hey, listen, if you're going to fucking, if you're thinking about shooting up my school, let's figure something out. Let's get you on a soccer team or something. Fucking whiner. Do something. I agree with you 100%, Shell. Stop coddling these little motherfuckers, dude. Because that's what they are at this point. They're not children. They're just little motherfuckers. Little motherfuckers with a bad temper whose mommy and daddy are still wiping their asses for them. Daddy's giving them money just to shut them up. And they're fucking giving them cell phones just to fucking bury their faces in the cell phones and not pay attention to the world. So that these kids have a whiny little reason to sit there and say, my dad doesn't pay attention to me. It's like, no, motherfucker. You begged your dad for that cell phone. You manipulated your dad into buying you this cell phone even though he said, hey, no, I'd rather get you a basketball. Because dads still do that, believe it or not. Moms still do that. But what happens is they give in. They give in because their lives are more important. Or they just want to be their kid's best friend. They just want to be their kid's best friend. I want you to like me more than you like that friend of yours that comes over all the time and leaves dirty dishes in my sink. Oh, man. I'm not even saying to whip somebody's ass. That's not even what I'm saying. I'm saying stand your ground. Because that's the truth. Kids today, they're just smarter. I see it all the time. My son is he's 19 years old, and I'll tell you what, I love my son to death, and we have a pretty decent relationship. But I'll tell him he's an asshole right to his face. I could tell him he's an asshole right to his face because when he's doing shit like that, I can go, hey man, you're being a fucking asshole. You know exactly what you're doing. And you know what he'll do? He'll laugh. He'll giggle. He'll laugh. Because he knows exactly what he's doing. And we'll both laugh about it. But you're never, ever, ever, he's never, ever, ever going to sit there and badger me about something until he gets it. Because he knows goddamn well I'm way more stubborn than he is. I haven't forgotten the fact that his stubbornness comes from me. I am the root of where his stubbornness comes from. Not only did he inherit it from me, he learned it from me. And I'm just going to let him beat me at my own game? No. You're the kid. I'm the parent. Learn it, motherfucker. Get a job. Get a job, move out. That's it. No, Miss Cakes. My son would never do any of those things. Uh, at least I don't think so. But no, yeah, I don't think he would ever do any of those things. But I mean, that's the thing is I don't think that any of these parents thought that those kids would do that their kids would do any of those things, the things that they've done either. We're always shocked at the things that our kids do. We're always just like, no, not my kid, and then they turn around and do it. You know. But I don't think I don't think he's capable of something like that. No. But the problem is this last crop of parents, this last crop of parents that is raising this new generation. They're too fucking worried about being accepted by their own kids. It was like this mass experiment of, well, I bet if we just love our kids to death, then they're just going to be the sweetest, kindest people in the world. No, dude. You're forgetting the fact that they're fucking animals, dude. You're forgetting the fact that these kids are going to manipulate to get what they want. And they're going to use that to get what they want. It's that simple. And it's only natural. It's not their fault. It's natural. Your job is to set boundaries and enforce them. Plain and simple. That's your job. That's your job. It's crazy to me, dude. Crazy to me. I just talked about how the this one lady and her 17-year-old daughter, the 17-year-old daughter is talking about how she's pregnant. But the lady was just like, you know, hey, she's pregnant. What are you going to do? Well, fair enough. What are you going to do at this point? She's already pregnant. What are you going to do? It is what it is. She's already sexually active. What are you going to do? But, the way she was coming off, though, it was almost like she was having her boyfriend come over to the house. You know? Like she was making him fucking pizza rolls and and dude was sleeping over. It's just it's crazy to me, man. It's crazy to me. Like all I'm saying, man. All I'm saying is, this world is still it's still full of beautiful, amazing people, man. It really is. It's still full of amazing, fantastical motherfuckers. But it's gotten to a point where people just they don't understand that there's still work that has to be done. Like, we have to, in order to be a functional society, there has to be rules. There has to be certain rules that we teach our children. I'm not talking about, like, it's a simple pattern. We teach our children how to be respectful of other human beings properly, and it starts with them respecting us. But we teach our children to respect us. And that is an exercise right there to teach them to be respectful towards others. And once they learn to be respectful towards others, then they are ready to go out into the world. Right? And once they're out in the world, the idea, the dream, is that we don't need that many rules. That they can follow simple rules that they were raised on, which is just respect the person next to you. Respect their decisions, respect their lifestyle, respect their choices. Just as long as it's not affecting you in some negative, fucked up way and affecting how you live your life, then what's the problem? But it's very, very, very simple. It's very simple to create a live and let live society. And it starts at home. Actually, I'm sorry. It starts with ourselves. Because once we start to take responsibility for our own shit, then we're already creating that example for our children. And then we can teach them to take responsibility for their own shit. Stop teaching them that life is going to be fucking lollipops and rainbows as long as you're smiling. Nah, man. I say that the way to teach them is that life is going to fucking give you a whole bunch of shit sandwiches. And sometimes you got to eat it. You're just going to have to eat it. Um, Let me take a look at the chat here a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Mojo Jojo White Queen. This kid knew right from wrong. He knew right from wrong. Even the ones that have mental health issues, they still knew right from wrong. You know, I don't want to hear that bullshit like, oh, well, you know, he was abused. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. That's not relevant. And I'm glad you're proud of your sons, White Queen. I'm glad you're proud of your sons because, that's great. I'm proud of my son too. There's, and in all honesty, I should probably show him a little bit better because he doesn't live with me anymore. So, uh, I'm, I should probably be more positive towards the things because he's looking for that. But the thing is at the same time, the dynamic that I have with my son, he's also that type of person that he wants to just do whatever the fuck he wants, but he wants to bitch and moan about the fact that he doesn't get praise for the things that he does, even though he doesn't have anything to show for it. If he didn't do whatever the fuck he felt like doing that was of no productivity to his own self-improvement, then yeah, I'd probably be more likely to do that. But I'm not going to lie to him, and I'm not going to coddle him and be like, "Hey, good job, son." Just because he doesn't feel like he's getting that enough. No, man. Like I've exhausted. I've exhausted myself explaining things to my son where he looks at me and goes, "Yeah, yeah, I got it. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah." And the irony of that is I was worse. I was way worse. When it came to my relationship with my mom and my brother, I was way worse, you know? But that doesn't mean that just because I was worse that I'm just going to be like, "Oh man, I totally get where he's coming from. So you know what? I'm going to do exactly what I wished my parents would have done at the time." That's fucking ridiculous. That's fucking dumb. If my parents had done exactly what I wanted them to do at that age, I would be in prison right now or dead. So no, no, I'm not gonna sit there and fucking, you know, blow a bunch of sunshine up my son's ass just because he feels like he doesn't get it enough. No, get real, dude. Get your shit together. What stuff? you say, wait. You said shit. I thought I was raising little serial killers, but my boy's alphabet turned out pretty darn good. I'm pretty proud of them. A rainbow. See, I didn't even know about this. A rainbow party is when girls put on lipstick and give boys oral sex. Then switch boys, and the boy with the most colored lipstick on his penis, he is the winner. All right, that's was I was not aware of this in the slightest bit. But you want to hear something fucking totally outrageous? You want to hear something completely and totally outrageous? This is how liberal my thinking is. My liberal way of thinking, my liberal mind, believe it or not, and that's why I say I don't believe in. Don't mistake my use of the word liberal the way you hear it on the news, because it's not the same fucking thing. I promise you that. It is not even close. But my liberal mind, as a parent, my liberal parent in me is cool with that, because that's what fucking teenagers do. And the way I'm seeing it is, if that's the kind of party that's going on, nobody's getting fucking pregnant. If it's sticking to oral, right on. Knock yourself out. They're discovering how to use their bodies. They're learning how to appreciate sex. It's all consensual and it's a good time. And as they grow up, they're probably going to grow up to have beautiful, wonderful, healthy sex lives. I just don't need to fucking know about it. But I'm okay with it. I'm totally fine with it. Nobody's knocking each other up. And, as long as you're using protection, hey, knock yourselves out. Have a good time. Kids are kids. Nobody's getting hurt. It's fine. Yeah, Beth Wade. Yeah, it's news to me. It's fucking news to me. Yeah, well, I mean, do parents really want to know that this shit's going on, Beth? Really? Think about it. Yeah, Jesus Christ, a 16-year-old boy with 9 kids. Yeah, that's just fucking crazy to me. That's just fucking crazy. Yo, knock on wood that I am not a grandpa yet. I'm not a grandpa yet. Okay, Miss Cakes, I didn't scare you off, did I? Do it with my. I know I have a pretty I have a pretty unorthodox way of thinking. I realize that, but you know, Yeah, exactly, Mignon. Nobody's, nobody. It's not like they're sitting around having a gun cleaning party. They're doing what people do. They're doing what and they made it fun in their own fucking way. But it's not necessarily that I approve of it. It's that I don't object to it because realistically, it's one of those things that kids are going to do, and if they're doing something and it's not completely and totally irresponsible, how mad can you get for it? You know, kids are horny animals, dude. That's what they fucking are. You know. Like that's the thing is all teenagers are horny. That's that's just the way that is. All teenagers are horny. You're never gonna change that. But they're not all violent. You know, like come on. Everybody's so shocked and surprised. Like, what is this? Is it something supernatural? What's going on right now? Like, what? I don't understand. Why is this all happening all of the sudden? It's not happening all of the sudden necessarily. It's happening all of the sudden in this frame of time because of the generation that you people have fucking raised. It's your fucking fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. I'm saying it again. It's your fucking fault. You did that shit. There you go, wine stop right there. Exactly. And I knew where my kids were. I just didn't want the details. You know? I get it. I totally get it, man. And I used to think it was because, I used to put, but I had, look, I got a girl and a boy. Girl's older, right? I was still learning shit. She was, and there's a 6 year difference between the two of them, by the way. So, you know, I was, when it came to my son being a teenager, it was a little bit easier. You know what I mean? It was a little bit easier as far as like understanding and being realistic about certain things, right? With her being a girl and me being a father, and I wasn't quite as liberal of a parent. I wasn't quite as much as I was with my son, but I still understood things. I had the sex talk with her very early on because she was asking questions. And I mean, what do? You don't ignore it. So you explain the birds and the bees, and it is what it is. And you hope that she doesn't get knocked up. And hey, imagine that. She's now 25 years old. She's married and still no kids. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. I can't complain. I got no complaints in that department. She's she's monogamous to one man that she plans on being with for the rest of her life, and I'm still not a grandpa. About that. That's a fucking win. Yeah, man. Beth, I feel you, man. I feel you. That's it, it is what it is. You just you got to be real, man. You got to be real with these kids. You got to be real with these kids. Yeah, not that's that's not bad. She was a virgin until she was 18 and didn't have her daughter until she was 23. Not bad. Yeah, not too bad. Right, right, right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even still, like, and shit happens. I'm not sitting here like saying that oh, it's a big fail if a teenager gets pregnant. That shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, teenagers are gonna be sexually active. Shit happens. You know. Uh, I was just surprised that one mom's kind of like it. I don't think it was so much of her just being like, yeah, well, shit happens. I almost took it like she almost had the vibe like she was glad that there was a baby coming because she got to take care of a baby. So here you are. Not only are you coddling your daughter to the point to where she feels like it's fine to get just sit around at home at 17 and get knocked up, but now her mom's not only gonna just let that happen, but she's gonna take care of the baby too for you. She's gonna raise your child for you. Like, that's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy, dude. Bye, Mignon. See you later. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, so I don't have a lot of patience for this. This is why I get like again, man. This accountability is huge, dude. It's huge. Accountability is like probably the most important thing that I've learned to take on when it comes to these Glare principles. Um, I accountability is huge to me. Like, and things become easier that way, you know. But everybody, like, it's so funny. It's so ironic how accountability works, or the lack thereof, I should say, because people are so all about themselves, right? People are so, naturally they're so quick to make something all about them, right? But they never want to take responsibility for it. They don't want the responsibility that comes with it. That blows my mind, dude. That blows my mind. You know, everybody, you know that dynamic that happens. You know that dynamic where somebody's going through some really fucked up shit, and then somehow they take it and make it about them. When they're supposed to just be there for this friend, but instead of being there for the friend, they somehow turn around and make it about them. And then and then when you call them on it, then when you call them on it and say, "Hey, man, that's fucked up," it's not about you, it's about your friend. What the fuck are you doing? Then you're being a dick. You're attacking them. So they refuse to take responsibility for that. Instead of just going, you know what? Yeah, you're right. We could talk about me later. Let me be here for my friend. Nobody ever does that. Nobody ever does that shit. They just go. They just go. What? What do you mean? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Blah blah blah. And why are you attacking me? This isn't about. This isn't about me. This is about my friend's problem. People do this shit all the fucking time, and then they'll use it. Yeah, it's yeah, man. I can't. You know. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that these school shootings are coming from the same place as that shit. It's coming from the same place as that shit. It's just some fucking kid who is bitchy and moany and whiny about something that they don't think that they're getting enough of. So they want to blame the world and lash out. That's their excuse. And the funny thing about that is, like, we all hate it. We all hate it because nobody ever calls anybody out on it. Like, we all fucking hate that about people. We all hate that about ourselves. We hate that about each other. You know. What's up, Sooner Girl? Hey, I'm excited that you're here too. How you doing? But you caught me late, man. I'm gonna be getting off here pretty soon. Um, I just wanted to get on here and yell. So I did. But I yeah, it's like I'll even I'll get real with you guys. I'll get pretty real with you guys here too. Um, like, this channel is my excuse to complain. Totally, totally. This channel is an act of hypocrisy on my part. Totally, 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 totally. It'd be foolish to try to deny it, right? Even though that I feel, and I say this all the time, I say this shit all the time. My justification for it is that I feel like I'm saying shit that my listeners who choose to log on and join the chat or listen later and comment or write me, they feel the same way, and they just like to have that, that thing in common with someone else who feels the same way. That's my justification for doing it. But the truth is, my feelings about complaining, ridiculous. I think complaining sucks. I like people who walk into a room. You know those people at your job. They walk into your job and they want to bitch and moan about everything. Like you already dread asking them how you're doing. Like you already cringe. Like you go, hey, what's up? How you doing? And then you're just like, fuck, and you caught yourself saying it. You're like, god damn it, fuck. Why did I ask them how they're doing? Because you know they're gonna be like, I'm tired, and then they start fucking talking about their day, right? and and you're just like, fuck, why the fuck did I just put myself in that position? I'm just gonna fucking listen to this. Now this person's gonna go on about shit that I don't fucking care about. Like, we all got problems. Why the fuck doesn't this person understand that we all got problems and we have the courtesy to not bitch about them to other people? Because it's not gonna fucking fix a goddamn thing. So, I mean, yeah, Don, you're right. You got to have an outlet, but it doesn't have to be complaining. You know what I'm saying? You know what I say about complaining. I have a thing that I say always about complaining, right? You know, people will say, uh, you know, I don't complain. I vent. I vent. I don't complain. You know what venting is to me? Venting is a made up word designed to excuse complaining. Plain and simple. That's all it is. That's all it is. So yeah, I what I believe in is when you say having an outlet, there's 100,000 different things that you can do to have an outlet. You can play music. You can write poetry. You can you can exercise. There's all kinds of different things you can do. You know. So yeah, I complaining is a negative. It's a negative thing. It just is. No, nobody likes to hear anybody complain. Nobody likes it. You know. So wait a second. Hold on. I gotta see if I read this correctly. Um, okay, so yeah, I'm curious. Wow. Okay, so Don, you were a teacher at Columbine? Holy shit. That's fucking crazy. I can't even imagine what that experience was like. But I'm curious. I'm really curious as to what your feelings are about school shootings and in general. Honestly. Yeah, I agree with you, Don. I think jail is justice too, because I think this whole, you know, that's all this is. Like we got to look at these. We got to look at these for what they are. We got to look at these school shootings for what they are. The ones, or not just school shootings, but these mass shootings where they end in a suicide, right? Let's break that down for really what it is. Let's cut the bullshit, because these are people who don't feel like they had any. They don't feel like they were uh, valuable in any way to the world, or for some reason. Here's what I think it is. I think they felt an entitlement to having value, and they never got it because they didn't work for it. They didn't do anything to leave a mark. So they took the coward's way and they decided to shoot a bunch of people and then shoot themselves so that people would talk about them and people would remember them and people could say, "Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This poor person. This poor person." So, no, I don't feel sorry for these people. Again, it's on you to do something. It's on you to do something to leave a mark on this planet. That's positive. That inspires people. And all you are is just pissed off at yourself because you never got to do that. And so you just took it out on a bunch of other people. And then killed yourself to get a pity party. So you wouldn't look like, so in your own sick mind, you don't look like a homicidal maniac. You don't look like a villain. That's all that is. That's all that is. You know. There's nothing. There's nothing else. I mean, that's fucking real. I honestly, there's nothing in me that can come to any other conclusion than that. You felt you felt entitled to some sort of notoriety. And I could sit here and blame the internet for that, but that's not the internet's fault. It's how you fucking choose to perceive what the internet has to offer. The internet has infinite fucking knowledge. People don't even realize how amazing Google is. People take it for granted every day. I get a question, and what's funny is I just started doing that. I'm real quick to go, hey, what is this and what is that, and when was this and what was that? When all I really have to do is just pull out my phone and go, boop, 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 and then I'll get the answer. You know, so you literally have a limitless source of knowledge in your pocket that your face is buried in 80% of the day that you're awake, and you choose not to use it. And even worse, and myself included in this, we're all guilty of this. Even worse, we don't apply what we learn from it. We have this limitless source of information in our hands, and yet once we get this information, maybe it's because it's so easily obtained that we take it for granted and we choose not to apply it. So, but again, that's on us. That's completely and totally on us. It's on each person. Right? And then what do we do? You know? Well, what I do is I just go on about my fucking everyday life and barely make any progress each day. I make an effort to make, but am I really making like a full effort? Not really. You know? I mean, not really. You know, nobody really is. But could I be making more of an effort? Absolutely. I could absolutely be making more of an effort. But what I'm not doing is getting pissed off at the world and then, you know, acting like I should have been something better and it's the world's fault that I didn't. So, you know what? I'm going to take it out on random fucking people, and then I'm going to kill myself in front of a bunch of people and make it a you know, and somehow that's my justification for my actions. Somehow that diverts the attention from the fact that I killed other people, and now I'm just as much of a victim as the people I just murdered. No, that's not how life works, dude. That's not how shit works. That's not how people look at things. So, you know, that's not craziness. That's not craziness. It seems crazy to us because we would never do it. But that's not craziness. What that is pure ignorance. It's total fucking ignorance. And it's entitlement. Alright, Beth Wade, valid point. You're saying, look at what I helped Mandy's family with. Okay, I did do some good there, and I'm really really proud of that, and I'm really proud of that. But I don't deserve the credit for that. Mandy's family deserves the credit for that. It's Mandy's family that is affected by this horrible crime, and yet we still don't know if they're going to see the justice that they're looking for. Sure, we did a lot of good. We collectively did a lot of good, all of us. We all did something really good. But it remains to be seen if it was enough, you know? It remains to be seen. So I'm going to still do what I can, anything on my end that I can to help them. But but if anybody deserves credit for that, if anybody deserves to be acknowledged for for making a difference and doing something really wonderful, it's her family. And the irony of that is it's not even for that. It's simply because they want justice. They feel cheated. They feel robbed. They feel that something, the most precious thing that they could think of, or the most precious thing that anybody could ever have, which is a loved one, a true bona fide loved one in their lives was stolen from them senselessly, needlessly. So it's pure instinct on their end. It's pure instinct that they would seek justice. And by God, they deserve it. Mandy deserves it. So, and I hope with all my heart. I hope with all my heart that they get it. And I know that you guys do too. I absolutely know this. Otherwise, you guys wouldn't have taken all that time to spread that petition and sign that petition. And if you can, please, if you have not shared that petition on your social media, please do so. You can still do it. So please do so. All right, guys. Um, yeah, I think I've gone on long enough about this, and I don't want to get too repetitive about it. But uh, thanks so much, guys. I don't know when I'll be on again. Probably maybe tomorrow night. Who knows? We'll see. Uh, but I really appreciate you guys logging on and participating in the chat and sharing your opinions. Um, if you guys, if there's other stuff that you guys want to discuss on here, please email me at theglarer360 at gmail.com. So I'm really looking forward to. I know some people have had problems. I don't know why. People have tried to send me emails through there, but they didn't go through. Um, but all I can tell you is just keep trying. I know the email works. Um, that actually reminds me too. Uh, uh, a one of the listeners I told you guys about the T-shirts. This guy is man. He's him and his buddy that makes the T-shirts. They're like hell bent on getting these T-shirts done, man. And they keep sending me like straight like prototype like concepts for these shirts, and they look really 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 cool. Like better than I could have ever imagined. Um, I'm just not super crazy about a couple of the designs. Um, but uh, but at the same time, like if they just picked any of them randomly, like it's only because they're giving me the choice. They're like giving me all these options, and they're leaving it up to me to be like, oh well, you know. But honestly, if they just picked one out of a hat and sent them to me, I'd be like, oh my god, these T-shirts are amazing, and I'd feel so grateful for them that I would like totally give them out. But um, yeah, man. So T-shirts are actually. It looks like that's gonna happen, man. No promises. It's one of those things where I won't believe it until they're like on my stoop. But yeah, man. If these happen, definitely my my most faithful listeners are definitely gonna get some shirts, and I told them to if this does happen to definitely send more ladies shirts than men's because most of you guys are ladies. So um, but yeah, man. I'm excited about that because they the concepts, they look really really cool, and I think I actually settled on one or two that I actually like a lot. Um, he actually just emailed me some of them, and maybe next time I go live, I'll share some of them with you guys, and you guys tell me what you think. But uh, again, I'm not gonna be selling them. Um, like if the channel grows or whatever, then yeah, you know. But right now, I'm just grateful to have you guys who are to me just good friends, and if anybody wants a shirt, man, like and you're gonna proudly rock it, then yeah, you, then I'll send you a shirt. Um, but I'm really happy with how they're looking, man, and you could tell there's a lot of love put into them too. There's these 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 guys are really grateful for me, and I'm grateful that they're grateful. Like I can't even it's a weird feeling. It's a feeling that I'm not 100% used to, and I'm scared of not handling it the right way. Um, but I man, I really 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 love you guys, and I'm really glad that you're here. So um, thanks a lot, and we will. I'll be in touch about that, but I'm definitely gonna follow up with these guys and take advantage of the fact that they want to do this for us. So yeah, exactly, Don. I'm gonna go ahead and embrace it. But anyway, love you guys, and we will talk soon. Have a great night.